Kamusta. Hello, Paul. It is your favorite girl, Nosteo here, all the way from the Philippines. I hope you are doing okay, and I hope my Tagalog has not left me. Diba? Okay, so here are my first impressions about Philippines after coming back. This is 4 years now that I haven't been in the Philippines. So let's talk about first impressions again. Because this is not my first time in Philippines, but first impression after 4 years, and of course some little bit of culture shock, sprinkle here. Right, the first thing I noticed immediately I came out of the plane was that the check-in time was very quick for me. I don't know what influenced that, but it's either because I'm coming from Australia and then most of the people coming there are Filipinos themselves, so they use the citizen check-in area while I had to use the foreigner. So we were not a lot of foreigners coming from Australia. And so yeah, that was good for me. And I don't know, maybe it's because it's rainy season, so that's why it played a role as well. But I was I was like 5 minutes or even less, which is very good because I know every other time I've come to the Philippines, I spend a lot of time in that check-in area. So this is like a good impression for me. So Philippine one, me two. Okay, so the second thing I noticed immediately I came out of the airport, like the airport. I'm sorry to say, but Philippines still has that terrible smell. It has a very distinct smell. Let me put it that way, because I don't know if I would say it's a terrible smell, but it just puts you off. And the truth is, you will not notice that smell except you're coming out of the Philippines. I know what I'm saying because when I lived here, I know it has a smell, but there was a time my nose had to adjust to, the smell and all that. And even now, I don't feel it, probably because I'm not in Manila anymore. But coming into Manila, the first minute, and that was even the first thing I said. I said, Philippines still get this smell. But yeah, it still has that smell. And if you are a foreigner here, you know what I mean. Once you come out of the airport, there's this smell that just welcomes you. But anyways, it is what it is, okay? So yeah, if you are coming to Philippines for the first time, please be prepared for a little bit of shock with the smell, especially I think it's their spices, their food. I don't know, but it's just there, okay? The third impression I had was that people in the Philippines, they are still as nice as they were 4 years ago. And funny enough is that I think they are even nicer. Like people were so concerned, asking questions, do you need help? Do you want anything? Like I'm not even talking about the resort. I'm talking about like in Manila. We had people who saw us and were shouting, "Oh, you black beautiful girl! Black is beautiful. Your skin, your this, you know." And I just smile and I'd be like, "Yeah, this is the Filipinos. I know they are so lovely. Like no cap, they are one of the nicest people you ever meet." And yeah, they were just complimenting our skin, telling us that we are beautiful, and I just felt at home. Like I've lived here for a long time, and Philippines feels like home for me. So coming back and they're just saying, "Oh, your skin, you're beautiful, black girl beauty," and I'm like, you are also beautiful. But yeah, first impression, yeah, that's it. They are still as nice as they were, or even more. See my nature. I'm doing it outside because I'm like, you people should have a feel. But the next thing I noticed about Philippines is that they still maintain their island as it was. Like I haven't been to Palawan before, and this is my first time in El Nido, Palawan. But they are like really good with maintenance of their resorts, okay? And if you know Philippines is prone to loads of natural disasters, typhoon, all those, even earthquake. However, they are good with maintaining their resorts. They take pride in high maintenance of their resort, and there's one thing I'm impressed with the Filipinos, and I really really love it. Another thing is they are so intentional about their culture. Very, very intentional. One, they speak their language everywhere you go. You might just come out and you are hearing someone say, kumusta? Ah, I'm like, you don't even know if I can speak Tagalog. So their culture is here to stay. And aside like coming into the Philippines, if you are outside and you meet a Filipino, they will always speak their language to themselves, which is something I admire about them. I speak my language, but I'm not so fluent, so I would not be the first person to speak my language when I'm outside. But just seeing them and then they are speaking their language to you, especially Tagalog, it's just gives you a feeling that they love their culture so much. And also when we got to the resort here in Palawan, they welcomed us with a like a native leaf. That is like part of their culture of greeting people, welcoming guests, and all that, which is good because if you go to some resorts or some places in other parts of the world, they don't even welcome you with anything like of their culture. The last time I came to Philippines as well, they welcomed me with their dance. So yeah, I think it's a Philippine thing and it's still there, and I'm happy it's still here. So yeah, something to consider as well. Okay, let's go back to the next point, which I would say their pesos has gone higher than it was before. Initially, one Philippine peso was about 9, 10, 11 naira. However, right now, one pesos is like 27, 28, or up to 30 naira. I don't even want to say it's the Philippine currency that went up or it's our naira that went weaker. I think, yeah, the naira actually went weaker. Okay. But generally, I found out that things are more expensive now. Even when I'm spending Australian dollar, like I'm like, if I convert it to Australia, I'm like, this thing is expensive. Well, Philippines is more expensive. I mean, wait, let me not complain. Let me just say, all over the world, inflation has hit everybody, and things are more expensive than it was. Because I'm like, I remember when I was a student here, this thing is not as expensive, but it's been a long time. So let me just shh. But yeah, I just realized that things have gone up, and it is everywhere. So not just Philippines, okay? Okay, another thing I realized is that it is raining season now. However, it can be very hot. Okay, it's still that way. Then you might just get rainfall for a few hours and then it goes back to sunshine. Okay, so it is not all raining, 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 even when it's rainy season. So you might consider that coming to Philippines during rainy season. One, hotels are cheaper. Tell you, hotels are cheaper. However, you might need to cope with rain. If you're not someone that has so much to do, you can go out in the morning. In the morning, it might not rain. However, in the night or in the evening, it might rain. So you need to plan yourself ahead, okay? But the tip is things are cheaper, excursions are cheaper because it's raining season, okay? So yeah, that's one tip for you. What else? I think those are my first impression. The food is still as nice. I ate pandesa. I haven't eaten in asal yet, but I am very sure it will still taste as good. But I'll eat it definitely before I leave the Philippines, okay? So yeah, this is my first impressions about the Philippines. I hope you have found this video useful. But thank you so much for watching. If you are a tourist like me, have you ever planned on coming to Philippines? Is Philippines on your bucket list? And if you live in Philippines, have you been to Palawan? Palawan is chef kiss, okay? And yeah, let me know what you think. I'll see you guys later. Bye.